As a urologist who has spent decades listening to men, I want to start with a simple truth that often gets lost in the noise. Getting older does not force your energy, confidence, or intimate well-being to fade. What changes is the margin for error. The same habits that you could ignore at 30 now make an obvious difference at 50, 60, and 70. The good news is that your body still responds quickly when you give it the right daily inputs. Today, as Dr. Linda Parker, I'm going to be very direct and very practical. I'm urging men over 50 to adopt 5 daily habits that protect circulation, support prostate comfort, sharpen mental clarity, and strengthen confidence in the relationship with your own body and with your partner. No gimmicks, no extremes, just 5 things you can do today, repeat tomorrow, and keep for the long run. Before we get into the habits, let's name the common roadblocks. Many men tell me they feel fine, but not truly well. There's that afternoon dip where your brain hits molasses. You stand up and your calves feel heavy. You climb stairs and you hear your breath before you see the landing. Your nights are interrupted by 2 or 3 trips to the bathroom, which steals the deep sleep you need to repair tissues. You wake up with a dry mouth, tight hips, and a quiet worry that vitality is slipping away. You try to compensate with more coffee, less water, a late snack, extra news on your phone, and then you wonder why mornings feel dull. None of this is inevitable. It's a pattern. Patterns respond to daily habits. I'm going to lay out 5 habits and show you exactly how to do each one in under 15 minutes a day combined. I'll explain the why behind each, clear, practical, and science-based, without heavy jargon. Each habit stands on its own, but together they reinforce one another, like gears in a well-tuned machine. You'll hear me talk about circulation, pelvic floor integrity, metabolic steadiness, and sleep architecture. Those are big terms for things you feel as warmer hands, steadier energy, fewer nighttime interruptions, and a calmer, more confident presence with your partner. Let's begin. Habit 1 is your 2-minute morning circulation primer. The aim is to power up blood flow to your legs, pelvis, and brain before you ask your day to do anything serious. Right after you drink a glass of water, ideally with a pinch of minerals, not plain water alone, stand tall. Place a hand on a wall for balance and perform 30 slow heel raises. Go up onto the balls of your feet, pause for a count of 2, and lower slowly. Follow with 15 slow hip hinges. Feet shoulder width apart, push your hips back, keep your back long, and stand up again. Finish with 60 seconds of nasal breathing while you walk in place. That's it. 2 minutes. Why it works. Your calves act like a second heart, pumping venous blood upward. Hip hinges wake up glutes and hamstrings, the biggest muscles involved in walking power. Nasal breathing warms and humidifies the air, encourages a slower, more efficient heart rhythm, and sets your nervous system to calm focus rather than fight-flight. Result: warmer extremities, clearer head, and a subtle but real lift in mood. Done daily, this primer reduces the heavy leg feeling that keeps men sedentary, and when you move more, all of your other systems cooperate. Habit 2 is your 10-minute post-meal walk. After your largest meal, lunch for many men, set a timer for exactly 10 minutes and walk at a brisk but conversational pace. Not a power march, not a shuffle, just a steady, intentional walk around the block or down the hallway if weather isn't friendly. The goal is to compress the calf pump again, stimulate the lining of your blood vessels to release natural signals that open them, and trim the post-meal blood sugar peak that makes you sleepy and inflames tissues. There's a bonus here for your nightly routine. Men who take a short walk after the main meal often report fewer nighttime bathroom trips in a week or 2 because blood flow and fluid shifts even out rather than pooling in the legs. Think of this walk as a simple circulation check-in with your body. You'll return to your chair more alert, and you'll train your metabolism to respect the day-night rhythm your hormones depend on. Habit 3 is your male pelvic floor integrity set. I'm not going to use euphemisms or complicated terminology. You have a ring of muscles that support the bladder and the base of the pelvis. If those muscles are weak, you might notice urgency, a weaker stream, dribbling after you finish, or a sense that things don't respond the way they used to. Strength here is not about brute force, it's about coordination and timing. Do this once per day. Sit upright on the edge of a chair. Imagine you're trying to stop gas and prevent urine from escaping at the same time. That lift you feel inside is the correct action. Hold that lift gently for 3 seconds, then relax for 3 seconds. Do 10 rounds. Rest for 30 seconds. Then perform 10 quick pulses. Lift, release, as if you're tapping a light switch. Finish with 5 slow belly breaths through the nose, letting the pelvic floor relax completely on the inhale and gently rise on the exhale. Total time: 4 minutes. Why it works? These muscles learn to contract when you need them and relax when you don't. Men who practice this daily often report more control, fewer urgent bathroom trips, better confidence in situations that used to make them anxious, and a general feeling of stronger support through the core. Pair this with the hip hinge from the morning primer, and you're giving the pelvis the attention it deserves without any expensive equipment. Habit 4 is your hydration with a purpose. I urge you to stop drinking plain water all day long, especially in the afternoon and evening. Hydration is not just about volume, it's about the water getting where it needs to go and staying there. In the morning, prepare a liter bottle of filtered water and add a small dose of magnesium in a well-tolerated form, citrate if you tend toward constipation, bisglycinate if your digestion is sensitive, and a squeeze of lemon. Sip this during the first half of the day. Then taper fluids after 6 p.m. Why it works? Magnesium participates in hundreds of cellular processes that keep your blood vessels responsive, muscles less tense, and nerves steady. Adding it to water improves how that water moves into your cells rather than straight through you. The lemon provides a light dose of potassium and a pleasant taste that nudges you to sip rather than chug. Tapering fluids in the evening reduces nighttime awakenings without compromising overall hydration. If your nights are broken by bathroom trips, this one change, morning mineral hydration, evening taper, often makes a dramatic difference within 10 to 14 days. Habit 5 is the late day downshift. 20 minutes with 3 parts, light, breath, and stillness, to tell your nervous system it's time to hand the controls from day mode to night mode. Within the last 90 minutes before bed, dim the overhead lights and switch to lamps. Spend 5 minutes sitting comfortably, breathing only through your nose, counting an inhale for 4 and an exhale for 6. Then put your phone across the room, face down, and read a few pages of something calming or simply sit quietly with your eyes relaxed. Why it works. Your blood vessels and your heart obey the same master clock as your brain. Bright light late at night delays that clock. Dim light and nasal breathing move it forward. A longer exhale signals stand down to the stress circuits that keep your muscles tense and your bladder twitchy. When sleep becomes deeper and more continuous, hormones that protect your arteries, your brain, and your intimate well-being have a better window to do their job. Men are often surprised that this habit, the easiest one to dismiss, pays the biggest dividends for vitality. I want to take each habit and unpack the most important benefits so you understand what to expect and how to know it's working. The morning circulation primer delivers 3 core benefits. First, it warms the periphery. If your fingers and toes are often cool, you'll notice a difference within a week. Warmer extremities signal more responsive blood vessels and better delivery of oxygen and nutrients. Second, it cues your brain into alert calm. Nasal breathing with slow movement improves the balance between the activating and calming branches of your autonomic nervous system. That translates to clearer thinking without a jittery edge. Third, it primes your gait mechanics. Many men unknowingly walk from their knees with sleepy hips and calves. Heel raises and hip hinges nudge your body back towards strong hips and active calves, which saves your knees and lower back and makes every step more efficient. The post-meal walk carries its own trio of benefits. You'll feel digestion move more comfortably and notice less heaviness after eating. You'll also flatten the post-meal energy slump. That happens because moving large muscles acts like a sponge for the fuel that would otherwise linger in your bloodstream and make you drowsy. Finally, you'll teach fluid to shift earlier in the day. Many men retain fluid in the lower legs while sitting, only to move that fluid into circulation when they lie down, which then asks the kidneys to work just as you're trying to sleep. A short walk gently redistributes fluid when you want it to happen. The pelvic floor integrity set offers benefits that men tend to keep quiet about because they're personal, but they matter deeply. Better control when you sneeze or cough. Less urgency when you hear water running or arrive at your front door. A more decisive finish when you empty your bladder, which reduces those lingering drops that force you to visit the bathroom again 10 minutes later. Perhaps most underappreciated is the confidence that comes from feeling your core is supporting you from below. That confidence shows up in posture, mood, and the way you approach moments of closeness with your partner. Hydration with purpose improves 3 areas quickly. It makes muscles feel less wired tight, especially in the neck, lower back, and calves. It supports a steadier heartbeat during daily activity, which you experience as less huffing on stairs and an easier time keeping a steady pace on walks. And it helps sleep consolidate by reducing late evening bathroom trips. Many men tell me their first wow moment is realizing they slept through the night for the first time in months. That alone changes the next day's energy. The late day downshift benefits everything, but is easiest to recognize in your mornings. You'll wake with a quieter mind and fewer body aches because your tissues had time to repair. Blood pressure patterns tend to look calmer. The nervous system stops throwing false alarms at your bladder. And intimacy feels less pressured because you're not dragging chronic fatigue into the evening. Let me ground this in a few short stories that mirror what I hear every week. Tom, 61, accountant, came in frustrated by waking twice a night, and the way stairs left him short-winded. We started with only 2 habits, morning primer and post-meal walk. After 9 days, he noticed warmer hands and a smoother climb. After 3 weeks, he reported 1 wake-up instead of 2 most nights. He hadn't changed his diet, supplements, or medications, just consistent movement cues at the right times. The result was practical and obvious. Carlos, 67, retired teacher, struggled with dribbling after he finished urinating and a subtle, constant worry about making it in time during errands. He began the pelvic floor set daily and paired it with evening downshift. 2 weeks later, he said his bathroom trips felt complete and the anxious edge around leaving the house had faded. His wife noticed he stood taller. He didn't push harder at the toilet. He learned to coordinate and relax at the right time. That nuance changed everything for him. Evan, 55, sales manager, lived on coffee and water, often sipping late into the night. He switched to morning magnesium water, tapered after 6 p.m., and kept a 10-minute walk after lunch. In 10 days, he slept through twice that week for the first time in a year. He told me the surprising part was how his mood evened out in the afternoon. He wasn't chasing another coffee at 4 p.m. because the crash never arrived. Marcus, 73, former contractor, admitted he'd ignored exercise for decades. The idea of a gym sounded foreign. He agreed to adopt only the morning 2 minutes and the pelvic floor set. After a month, he felt steady enough to add the post-meal walk. He grinned when he said his grandkids had to work harder to beat me to the mailbox. That's vitality measured in real life. Now, let's make the execution foolproof. Here's a single-page plan you can memorize. In the first 5 minutes after you wake, drink a glass of water, then do your heel raises, hip hinges, and 1 minute of nasal steps in place. Prepare your liter of morning water with a small dose of magnesium and a squeeze of lemon. After your main meal, walk for 10 minutes. If the weather is poor, walk the hallways or climb a few flights at an easy pace. Sometime in the afternoon, sit and perform your pelvic floor set. 10 slow holds, 10 quick pulses, 5 calm breaths. After dinner, taper fluids. In the last 90 minutes before bed, dim the lights, breathe nose only with a 4-in, 6-out pattern for 5 minutes, and place your phone where you can't reach it without standing up. That's the whole system. On busy days, keep the pieces tiny rather than skipping them. Consistency beats intensity. There are a few helpful add-ons that amplify results without complicating your life. Add protein to your first meal. A palm-sized portion of eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, poultry, or tofu, paired with fiber from berries or cooked oats. Protein helps you maintain muscle, which acts as a reservoir for glucose and water, keeping your circulation steadier. If you sit for long periods, set a 45-minute timer, and when it rings, stand and do 15 heel raises. Those tiny movement snacks refresh the second heart in your calves. If your ankles swell by evening, lie down for 10 minutes after work with your calves resting on a pillow and breathe through your nose. Think of this as a gentle reset for venous return before the night begins. None of these replace the 5 core habits. They complement them. Men often ask about supplements. Keep this simple. Your morning magnesium water is already doing a lot. If you want one more daily nutrition habit, choose leafy greens or deeply colored vegetables at least once per day and a handful of pumpkin seeds or walnuts most days. That combination supplies minerals and plant compounds that keep the inner lining of your blood vessels responsive. You don't need a cabinet full of pills. You need a pantry with ingredients that talk to your circulation in a language it understands. A few cautions for safety and success. If you have kidney disease, significant heart rhythm issues, or you're on medications that alter mineral balance, talk with your clinician before changing supplement intake. If walking after meals causes joint pain, make it 5 minutes at a time and repeat later. 2 shorter walks provide a similar benefit to 1 longer one. If the pelvic floor set makes you feel tense or you tend to overbrace your abdomen, cut the intensity in half. The goal is gentle coordination, not clenching. And if late-day downshift feels impossible because of screens, move the habit earlier. Dim your environment in the last hour of daylight and let the evening be simpler. Perfection isn't required. Progress is. Let me pull these threads together with the core message I want you to carry out of this talk. Vitality in the second half of life is not a mystery. It is circulation that reaches where it needs to go, a pelvic floor that supports when asked and relaxes when appropriate, a metabolism that doesn't jerk you around after meals, and sleep that gives your tissues the repairs they earn. These 5 daily habits speak directly to those systems. They're small enough to keep and powerful enough to matter. Here's the single-sentence summary I'd write on your bathroom mirror. Strong circulation, steady nerves, and quiet nights are built from tiny daily choices. That is the essence. You can begin today with 2 minutes, a short walk, a coordination set, a liter of purposeful water, and a calmer light at night. You'll feel the difference, not as fireworks, but as steadiness, a kind of quiet strength that makes every part of your day more livable and every moment of closeness with your partner more relaxed and confident. It's never too late to recover vitality. Your arteries can become more responsive at 70. Your pelvic floor can learn new timing at 68. Your sleep can consolidate at 75. Your legs can feel lighter next week. The past is not a verdict. Your daily actions are votes for the man you want to be in the next season. Cast those votes with habits you can do anywhere. If you found this helpful, take a moment to reflect on which habit you'll start tonight. Place a sticky note on your water bottle, shoes, or lamp as a reminder. Share this message with a friend who needs a simple plan. And if you want more clear, respectful guidance on men's well-being and longevity, subscribe and tell me in the comments which of the 5 habits felt most natural for you and which one surprised you with results. I'm Dr. Linda Parker, and I'll keep showing up with practical steps that help you protect what matters: your circulation, your confidence, and your vitality in the years that absolutely still belong to you.